Hello students and welcome back to the video series for Business Analytics for Marketing. This is the continuation of the last video that we saw for cluster analysis where we are targeting segmentation and targeting as a topic. We as part of the last class generated clusters, three personas, which we will look in a minute. But today we take it forward with respect to targeting and how we understand the different variables involved better through discriminant analysis. Discriminant analysis basically helps us differentiate between groups, optimize targeting strategies, enhance product positioning, and predictive insights. So, without wasting time, what we will do is we will quickly look at the cluster that we had created. So if you remember, these three clusters were created, and the first cluster had customers from the mall who were above the average age. Income was slightly higher, but the spending score was much lower than the average spending score. For cluster 2, the age was below average, but the income and spending score were pretty high. For the third cluster, we had the age to be very lower than the average age. Income was lower than average income, and spending score was slightly above the average spending score. Now, for this, we can have three personas if you consider. First is more conservative type of customer, second is impulsive, and third is most likely a student, is what we are interpreting. But how do we use this for discriminant analysis? We have the same data set. For discriminant analysis, we have dependent and independent variables. The dependent variable is the cluster created for it, the three levels: impulsive, conservative, and student. The independent variables are scale or ordinal values. In this case, we'll consider age, annual income, and spending score. So how do we do discriminant analysis? We click on Analyze, Classify, and click on Discriminant. So the grouping variable or dependent variable is the cluster that we have considered. We will have minimum of 1 and 2 as the range for this analysis. The independent variables in this case, as mentioned earlier, was age, annual income, and spending score. For statistics, we will need these descriptive values of mean, univariate ANOVA, and box-M. So we check all these three and click on continue. For classify, we will leave one out classification, and we will save the predicted group membership and the probabilities of group membership for this exercise. So once we have selected this, we click on OK, and this basically gives us an output with multiple tables which you can read through a document that I will be sharing, created by UCLA. It has an annotated version of discriminant analysis, and that will basically help you understand how different or indifferent these tables are and how do you interpret them. The first one is the analysis case processing, where we see there are 132 valid entries, 68 were missing or out of range codes, which is concerning with respect to the data we have. It is a dummy one. Group statistics basically helps you understand the independent variables better with respect to how they are in conservative and impulsive category of the dependent variable. So as we can see, for age and conservative and impulsive, there's a difference between the two means. Annual income, there is a difference between the means. Spending score is also different between with respect to the mean. So we can easily say that for these conservative and impulsive types, the differences are high and the variables are very different from each other. Test of equality, we get Wilks Lambda scores individually. the significance for all of them are less than 0.001, which means it's good. But please do look at the annotated version to understand this better. For test results, we are looking for we are trying to prove the null hypothesis, and as we can see, the significance is 0.001 less than that, and that means it's good here. The interesting thing here is the canonical correlation, which helps us basically understand how different they are from each other. We need to calculate the percentage variation, which basically should be above 50%. How do we do it? We basically take the canonical correlation and square it. So 0.895 into 0.895 basically gives us 80 or 0.80, which is about, if we look at the percentage, it is about 80%, and that is pretty good in this case. The Wilks lambda is 0.2, and also we see how for these two variables of impulsive and conservative, they are acting upon. We decided to go with impulsive and conservative because the income part is important for us, because we can then target the personas better. If we look at the structure matrix, we have spending score at 0.640, age at minus 0.507, annual income at 0.275. So these are the values. And if we go below, we have the classification results, which basically looks at the original value and how the different and indifferent cases are. So for conservative, we had 91, impulsive, it was 1, where they respectively different. For one case, it was so this basically helps us understand how well the groups were classified, and we can see 99.2% of original group cases were correctly classified. Also for cross-validated groups, we can see a 99.2% here as well. So I can only encourage you to look at the annotated document that will be shared for discriminant analysis, and go through the same. This video was supposed to be a short one where we just see the steps, and please go through the annotated document to understand each of these tables better. That will help you for your exams as well as the research assignment that you have. So that's all from this video, and if you have any queries, please feel free to reach out to me, and we meet again for the next video recording, which will be on multidimensional scaling for positioning. Thank you.